Brad Show.
Hey! We got Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get podcasts.
It's going to be a great show today. Later in the show, Brad's going to pick one lucky listener to put into his MySpace top friends. After that, Eric is going to teach us all a TikTok dance created to a Garden song.
Oh yeah.
Then later in the show...
We got some new music on this bitch.
Yeah, we do. Then later in the show, we're going to have a competition of who can do the most whippets in 3 minutes.
Oh, shit. It's got good energy going on now. I like starting it this way. We got some horns.
I be laying on the beach getting laid, look away, I ain't never afraid.
Hopefully this works out.
Oh, it'll work out. It'll work out great.
I be chilling by the beach for the day in the
Oh, yeah.
opening beer bottles up on my teeth, but my girl be like,
Kind of got a Gorillaz vibe
Don't
going
fuck up
on.
your teeth. Use a bottle opener.
Oh my God, they cursed at the end of that.
And then you want...
They threw some curse words out.
And you're going to want to do a fade out at some point.
Okay. How you guys doing today? We doing good?
Doing good.
How you doing, Brad?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Oh my gosh, so good. So good. I'm doing one without a hangover, so that's pretty fantastic.
Thank God.
I know. I was forced to not have a hangover last night. Forced. You assumed I was going to have a hangover, didn't you?
I always assume that. That's the safest.
You always assume, but I mean, particularly, you were like, dude, it's the day after Christmas.
Yeah, I guess.
He's gonna show up fucking.
Yeah, if he shows up at all, then he's gonna be out of it. It's the day after Christmas. Yes, everybody, take down your Christmas lights. Take down the tree. Take down the tree. Take down the tree.
You Grinch.
I saw
Grinch.
a TikTok, some girl filming her dad. She's like, it's noon on Christmas Day, and he's in the backyard burning the tree in the fire pit. And he's like, it's over. Take down the tree. How long do these people leave their...
When you have kids, that's going to be you. You're going to be... As soon as they get done with their presents, you're going to start unwinding all the all the shit. Just like, get the boxes out of the attic. We're putting the ornaments away.
Scoping out people's houses and noticing all these Christmas lights are still up. Take them down. It's December 26th. As much as Christmas has mentally beat me down in the past, I didn't feel too mentally beat down by it this year. It was kind of it was an easy breezy cover girl Christmas.
I had a great Christmas. It was nice doing it with a kid. I don't know. It's just totally different vibe.
Yeah.
Than rocking solo.
Did you get anything good?
Being
Get it.
Bachelor.
People would probably just buy you hammers and measuring tapes.
So I've never had slippers before, and now I got some slippers. I asked for that.
That's an easy gift.
Got some slippers. Got some underwear. I got some ammo.
Oh.
That was cool. I got a new pair of shoes. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yep. Dad stuff.
That's pretty good.
But anyways, we did it at the girls' families yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And they don't like alcohol very much, so I wasn't allowed to drink, which was a pretty big bummer. But Since it's Oregon, you were allowed to smoke cocaine, smoke crack. Yeah.
Right.
So I was high as a kite.
Right,
I just
okay.
was sober in the alcohol sense.
Right.
In the eyes of the law, I was staying sober.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can smoke all the crack you want. Just don't fucking take a drink of alcohol. So anyways, the reason I didn't, get home and then get plastered drunk is we had a pretty interesting night last night. We spent a while in the ER last night, so that was fun. The little one got I think maybe I had heard of this, but she, like, right at the end of the night, dude, like, we were like 20 minutes away from going home.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And we're at the grandparents' house, and the little one, leaned up against, like, was sitting on the ground and, like, you know, I don't know, being a little kid and, like, put her hands down and then, like, twisted.
Oh,
And I guess it's called nurse's elbow. You ever heard of that?
no.
And I guess it has something to do with, like, you know, what are the two bones in your arm? It's not the labia tibia or whatever. That's your leg, right? It's
The forearm bones connected to the
humerus
bicep bone.
I don't know. But anyways, the two bones in there, I guess what happens is little kids have like a gap where where those like two bones meet, and there's like a tendon or ligament or something in there.
Okay.
And what can happen is a kid can like press it and that tendon will like pop out right there, and then it like locks their arm out, you know, and it's called nurse's elbow, I think. And I guess when they hit a certain, it's like kind of common for kids. And then I guess when they hit a certain age, their bones like grow enough to where that ligament won't pop out anymore. And they said it's around 5. They said you should stop having it at 5. But this is the second time she's had it. But it was pretty lame because she was like freaking out, you know, just you know, scared.
So you had to drive. You had to drive to the ER.
Had to drive to the ER last night, and that was fun. I was
they have
really
to
nervous on my way. They did the little gun to the temple type deal. Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was a lot. It was a lot less. It was a lot less than I assumed it was going to be. Like on the way there, I had a few thoughts. I was like, it's going to be packed.
Yeah.
I was like, it's Christmas. I was like, it's going to be fucking packed. The last time I was at the ER is when I almost lost my finger, and it was fucking packed. Like, this is a huge hospital. This is a massive hospital. You know what I mean? St. Vincent's, I think, it's in Beaverton. It's like a big heart hospital. Has something to do. They're like really big on their heart shit or something like that. And it's massive. It's a massive hospital. And I went to the ER, I don't know, 2 years ago, year and a half ago. And fuck, dude, there was like, in the like emergency room waiting room, and I'm like dying. I just wanted to lay down so bad. There was fucking 40 people there. You know what I mean? Like waiting to get in. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And so on the way last night, I'm like, dude, it's going to be a shit show. It's fucking Christmas Day. Like, you know, I assume there's going to be a bunch of crazy shit. There has to be, right? I would assume holidays shit spikes at a fucking hospital.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, drunk uncle fucking, you know, doing so, you know, I don't know, lighting fireworks off or something.
People,
you know,
opening presents with scissors, like towards them.
Yeah, exactly. But it was dead empty. There wasn't a single fucking person there. We were you know, right up, blah, instantly sat us in a wheelchair. They sat us in a wheelchair because I was holding her. And they were like, you know, maybe she'll feel more comfortable if you're like holding her and then put a pillow underneath her. But
and then they just crack the arm back into place.
Yeah, nurse came in and I didn't know anything about it, and this like Asian nurse. I don't know why that has anything to do with it, but she was Asian.
Perfect.
You know what? It was an Asian girl who fixed my finger. A lot of Asian doctors there.
Well, there's a lot of Asian doctors everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. But she just goes up and grabs her arm, and she just walks right in the room. Doesn't really ask anything. Hey, how you doing? Grabs her arm. She's like, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. And then she just like grabs her little arm and just like starts moving it. And she's like, ow, ow, ow. And she's like, and then just keeps pushing. And then bam. And then just like, she's like, you're all better. It was done in 3 seconds.
$12,000.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that was an interesting night. It did give me some perspective on like, I was like, man, I'm really glad I'm sober right now. You know what I mean?
God.
Like,
oh, that would have been.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's and I heard Bill Burr talking about that this week. I was listening to him and like why he's slowed way down on drinking is just for that reason. He's like, dude, I have a daughter, and like, he's like, I would be drunk at home, and I'd be like, what if something happened right now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I'm hammered. I can't get in the car. I can't take care of anybody. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my God,
I don't
right.
know.
Fuck that.
It's a weird feeling.
You can still drink, but you can drink when there's maybe a sober adult around. Like when you're drinking, you can't be the only adult there.
Yeah.
Because that's a good point.
Yeah, it made me think. But I remembered this, I don't know, a little side story. I remember I had a good buddy. I don't know. I must have been a junior, sophomore, and I went to a friend's house and on Gooby Road in Sandpoint, and we were partying, and we take 2 cars. Do you remember the Point? Do you remember that place, the burger place that used to be open?
Yeah.
In Sandpoint.
Yeah.
We got hammered, and it was like 1 a.m, and we get in 2 cars, just a bunch of high schoolers, and we drive down to the Point, and we get in there, dude, and it is packed. Like all the bar people are there, and it's just slammed, in this tiny little room.
Yeah.
All these people like packed in there like sardines.
It's like the size
And
of
we
like
order
a
it.
size of like a large public bathroom.
And we are like being drunk teenagers. You know what I mean? Like we are hammered, and then we're hanging out with like old drunk people. So we're like, it was just one of those moments where like few people in the group were like doing dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I remember like this girl was in there, and she's like with all her friends, and she's like an older person, and she's like, "You guys are just children." You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Like, and I remember we got the feeling like someone might call the cops here on us.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And so we get all our burgers and we leave, and we'd taken 2 cars or something like that. I don't even remember. But then there's a group of half of us were like, we're not getting in a car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this isn't safe.
Okay.
Like, and I was on that side. I was like, we're not doing this. And the other half were like, just get in the car. We're going back to the party. Everything's going to be fine. Like, nope, not doing it. So we walked to the gas station.
Yeah.
And fucking like 4 cop cars just fucking pile on us. And we're just like 5 of us. And they give us all MIPs and shit. It was
Oh
a
my
horrible
God.
situation. But yeah, I was so mad. I was like, well, it's the last time I choose to do the right thing. You know what I mean? And as they all pull up and like right at like a minute into them pulling off, we look over and there goes the group of our other half of the group just drive right by. And they're just like looking right at us. I'm just like, you motherfuckers. Anyways,
Holy
the
shit.
reason I tell this story is they give us all the MIPs and they're like, okay, we need to call your parents. And so I call my parents. I don't even remember. They must have done it on their phone. I don't know. And I call my parents and I'm like, Mom, I'm down here. I'm down at Paul Chevron, and you got to come pick me up. I just got an MIP.
Oof.
And she's like, no, I'm not coming to pick you up. I'm like, Mom, you got to come pick me up. And she's like, just tell them to take you to jail. And I'm just like, Mom.
Ah.
Like, and she's like, let me talk to the cop. And I'm like, fuck. She talks to the cop, and I just hear him. He's like, ma'am, we can't take him to jail. And she's like, just no, take him to jail or let him go. Like, fucking, I'm not coming down there to pick him up.
Because she's drunk.
And he's like, you have to come pick him up. Well, I didn't even put the pieces together. Then my mom and dad drive down there. I know, because they were just saying, like, I don't teach him a lesson. Take him to juvie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, fucking let him go set a night in juvie. And they're like, man, we can't do that. And then get down there, and my parents don't say a fucking word. Like, I was so scared. I was so scared. Get in the car, sitting in the back seat. They are just silent. They aren't saying anything. I'm just waiting to get yelled at. And just like, and they're like, where did you just come from? And I'm like, my buddy Sam. And they're like, down there on Gooby? I'm like, yeah. And that's all the words that were said. And they just drove me back to Sam's house, said, get out of the car. And then just drove home. And I'm just, what the fuck? And I go back to the party. I'm like, I don't even know what just fucking happened. Like,
weird.
I don't understand what happened. And then talking to my parents later, they're like, yeah, we were fucking pissed because we were fucking hammered.
Yeah.
And then we had to come pick your ass up from the fucking cops. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Hey, also, I felt like on the last episode my voice was a little low. Don't lower it. Make me up. Get me up there.
Dude, what I
think
do
you just do it so
is
that your voice overpowers my. So you're like, they know I'm the big dog.
Not,
so they know you're the big dog. And just fucking
that is
silence
not it
me.
at all. All I do is look at peaks.
Well,
and just go right to where you peak out and then pull you down a little bit. And then go to where I peak out and then pull you down just a little bit. So we're at the highest decibels possible.
I could be wrong. It's just slight. It was a slight difference.
Okay. Maybe you just talk a little quieter.
Maybe it's me. Maybe it's between me and the mic, or maybe it's you manipulating it so that your voice overpowers it. It's one or the other.
And you do pull away from your mic, and I have sex with the mic up here.
Yeah,
Get
you
real
do.
Close to it.
Yeah, you do. Well, it's the end of 2020. It's over.
Close. We have a few more days.
This is the last show of 2020.
That is true.
Yeah. It's been a crazy year. I mean, it's been a year where people learned a lot of lessons. And I think it was a year where, I think people either learned things like, maybe I don't want to be in this job, or maybe I don't like my family as much as I thought, or maybe I like maybe I like my family more than I thought. Because I'm sure there's some people who were stuck inside with their family too much, and they were like, fuck these people, I have nothing in common with them, I'm sick of them. Or they weren't allowed to see their family all year, and they were like, I fucking miss these people. I need to spend more time with them in case something like this happens again. And I think it was a year where all of us either somehow became really politically charged up, and
that's a big one.
Maybe in the process of that learned we don't want to live our lives all politically charged up, but we were all kind of forced to take a stand on polarizing issues. And I think we maybe learned a lot about ourselves that way. And for a lot of people, it was probably, the worst fucking year ever. And for a lot of us, it wasn't that bad because we're lucky. And, a lot of people probably lost a lot, but then a lot of people on the same, on the other side did things like buy homes or get married or have babies or conceive babies or things like that. And so for a lot of people, it was a big year, not because of a pandemic, but, in their personal lives, they still did things like monumental things, which is cool. And as we've said before, where it goes from December 31st to January 1st and nothing changes. Everything's the same. However, I do think that in 2021, we will go back to a sense of normalcy before 2020. I think that I have faith that will happen. It's not going to happen on January 1st. However, it is sort of a restart. As much as it's not a restart, it still kind of is a restart in just a weird way of how we perceive time in the calendar year. It's a restart, as in like, oh, now we can see the normalcy, the end of the tunnel. Because I think it'll happen in 2021. It might not happen till fucking fall, but it'll happen. I think. And it wasn't like the worst. For me personally, it wasn't a bad year. I bought a car. I got hired onto a great company. Things like that. I probably didn't get to move around as much as I wanted to, but things were still good. However, for a society, it was definitely a shit show that was mentally just exhausting, politically and economically and all kinds of shit. So fuck off 2020. I'm glad it's over. Even though it wasn't that bad for me, but I'm lucky.
You know what word I've found that I really don't like in 2020 is normalcy. I've heard that word a million times.
Or
in the
normalize.
last 6 months. Normalcy. I don't know what. Is that even a word?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound right whenever I hear it. It doesn't sound. It just sounds weird, and you hear it all the time. Like we're gonna get back to a sense of normalcy in our lives. We got hard steps ahead of us, but it's coming, and I believe we can do this as a country.
Yeah.
Just like that talk.
Yeah. Well, and
I hear you.
Normalize.
That was a very good.
People say normalize, like we need to normalize.
That sounds so much more better.
No, it's worse
Than normalcy.
People say like we need to.
Does anybody agree with me? Does normalcy just sound wrong? And I hear it all the time.
No,
I don't like the word. I'm not saying it necessarily isn't a word. It just doesn't sound. Sounds shitty. I don't know what it is about.
Well,
that
I'm
word.
sick of
like
I'm sick of normalize, where it's like we need to normalize taking a mental health day. We need to normalize it. It's like fuck off. There's no such thing as normal.
No, fuck normalcy. Fuck normalcy.
There's no such thing as normal. And I hear people who are like dealing with mental health issues being like, I just want to be normal. It's like, that doesn't exist. There's no such thing as fucking normal. Jesus Christ.
Wait, how do you feel about, because I hear that and then all I think about is the argument of like natural. You know what I mean? Like, do you have strong opinions on that? Like, because everything's like, oh, is that natural? Is that like natural to the world? You know what I mean? And then there's so many examples like, well, what is natural? You know what I mean? Like
natural?
Is Well, no. I mean, like, you could argue.
You say natural, I just think of people's bodies like not fake boobs, like real boobs are natural.
I
That's all
mean,
I'm
like,
thinking of.
is that natural behavior? You know,
Is that natural?
You don't know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, well, what what is natural? Like,
I don't know. It's not natural. There's no such thing as normal.
yeah. Okay.
I don't know. But
Okay, I don't even know where I was going with that.
I don't
just
either.
Had a slight little brain fart.
But in 2021, I think we will reach a point of normalcy again, where you walk into a grocery store and there'll be no masks. I think it'll happen. It's not going to happen in January 1. It's not like this whole revolution of January 1, everything's back. But it'll
What happened
happen at some point.
We need like a professional, and we need to do some research on what happened. Do you remember, man, I remember in the late 90s when SARS was going on or whatever. I remember like watching the TV and like you just like, oh, Asian people wear masks. That's just what they do. And you just see everyone on TV that was Asian just wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And how long did that shit take to phase out? You know what I mean? Like,
well, they still wear it when
seems
they
like they
travel,
already-
which I'm super into. I like that.
yeah. So do they just wear it? Have they never given up the mask?
No,
Like,
they give it. They
in
gave it
major
up.
cities?
No.
Did they?
Yeah. But not when they travel.
Are you sure? If they do it when they travel, why are you sure they weren't doing that in like metropolitan areas?
I don't think they were. Maybe some of them. I don't know. If you have a weak immune system or something, just wear. You can wear a mask. We'll normalize that. But I'm into it because I'm in airports. I'm in major airports and I see Asian people wearing masks and I'm like, that's fucking sweet. I get it. You're around a bunch of crazy people from all around the world. You're gonna catch fucking malaria or West Nile virus or HIV or something.
I would like to know the problem. I feel like I mean we're talking the same topic that's been going on.
I know.
For fucking 8 goddamn months, but I do fucking. We don't really have any like, studies really done on mask. You know what I mean? And then I'd also my theory is just like the thing that kind of bugs me with the mask is like, doesn't it seem kind of fucked up to like just wear a mask and like you just got this moist fucking thing, warm thing, just sitting on your face all day.
Yeah.
And it's like that has to be just a harbinger of shit, and you're just like breathing
But
it
it's
in
your
and out
shit.
and in and out, and
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, but you get shit in there, you know what I mean? And then it has time to fucking sit and I don't know.
I don't know
like
either. See,
I know 90% of the time I'm wearing a mask, it's not the cleanest mask in the world. It gets thrown in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
And fucking, falls on the ground. Like grab it and like shake it, and then like fuck, I need a mask. I gotta put this shit on. It's like that's disgusting. Like that's fucking gross as shit, and I'm just like covering my face in it. Like,
well, luckily in
I
my
don't know.
mask experience of 2020, the amount of time that I've had to wear one's probably about 30 minutes. So that's all I've had. I can't imagine someone having to wear it for like 8 hours. Fuck that. Because even after 30 minutes, when I pull it off in the car, I take like a deeper breath. I'm like, and it feels like a more direct oxygen supply. It feels that way. Or when I'm in an aisle at the grocery store by myself, I'm just like, and it just feels good. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. But look, 2021, I'll tell you one thing Brad's going to do. He's going to lose some weight. And it's not going to be starting January 1st. It's going to be starting in the springtime. And he's going to go for a new fucking record. And if anybody wants to compete in anything like that, I'm down. I know our listener Chris wants to compete in some sort of weight loss thing. And he's got to be ready to lose because there is no stopping the force once it gets started over here. However, I'm not doing it January 1st because I'm not eating fucking salad and water when it's 0 degrees out. I have to wait till the springtime and then it's on like Donkey Kong. So if anybody wants to compete with a weight loss thing, get ready to bow down to the king because it's happening. Because in 2019...
Yeah, I would love to compete, but I couldn't.
You don't have any weight to lose.
I would die.
In 2019...
I got any skinnier.
In 2019, I went from like 210 to 189, which was pretty good. So I'm ready to shatter that fucking record like a madman. And Chris doesn't stand a chance if he's down to do it. But I'm not doing it in fucking winter. I'm sorry. It's not possible. I need hot junk food.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about that, about people making, you know, New Year's resolutions. It's like January 1st is not the time to be changing your life up.
No, maybe if I'm in like
January is
Miami.
about getting through the next 2 months.
Yeah.
You just got to chug through the next 2 months. Not any time to make life decisions. It's time to just hunker down,
Not kill yourself.
watch some TV, and get through this shit. Yeah. Fucking.
If I was in like Miami, I could do it. But look, we're not in Miami where it's cold.
Yeah. Fucking. Right now, I bet it's 76 degrees in Miami.
I'm sure.
Just loving life.
But it's happening. And if any of you little bitches out there want to compete in it, it's over. Brad doesn't back down to competition. Unless it's like arm wrestling or a race down the street. I'm not doing that. But if it's like a monologue or like a single podcast episode or something like that, it's there's no backing down. Anyway.
Yeah, I hear you hacking. Before we I don't know, I feel like we've done a lot of Christmas, you know, stuff here. Let's knock some more Christmas stuff off. I just wanted to talk about, they wanted to, the little one and the girl wanted to bake cookies for Santa, you know, before on Christmas Eve. And so my girl comes up and she's like, will you run to the store real quick and go get a thing of chocolate chip cookies? Like, you know, the little tubes.
Yeah.
Chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
So I went
She
to the
interrupted
store.
your League of Legends game and said, you got to go to the store.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I know.
And I pull into the Safeway parking lot. And they close. It was 5 o'clock and they closed at 6. And it was a fucking shit show.
Wait, when was this? What day was this?
Christmas Eve.
Oh,
at
yeah.
5 p.m.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was a fucking nightmare.
Dude.
And I didn't think about it.
I went
And I'm in
to
there,
I
I
went
don't
to
know.
grocery shop. Christmas was on a Friday. I went on Tuesday to buy groceries, and it was a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd almost gone through the whole thing without any Christmas debacles at stores. Like, I haven't really gone to a store in the last month.
So you were just buying one item?
I got my Christmas shit done early, you know, presents done pretty early. Yeah, I was buying one tube of shit, and fucking
Big mistake.
every line
Yeah.
had, like, you know how most Safeways are set up with like the fast checkouts on the one side and then just lanes, you know?
Yeah.
So each lane, the fucking line was all the way from the front of the store all the way to the meat section, like all the way down each aisle. Is that the line started at the end of the aisle.
Fuck
and
you.
then so each aisle had a new line in it.
Fuck
and
you.
then I decided, I was like, well, I'll go to the deli section, which is like right when you walk in the store, and they had a line going sideways from the deli, starting at the deli, all the way to the 15 items or less. And I was like, that line has to go faster. You know, I just assumed it has to go faster. It's just one item at a time, and you just bang this shit out. You know what I mean? No, not at all. I got in that line, and we were like right at the deli. There was probably 30 people in that line, 35 people in that line.
Fuck you.
And I should have just left. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, well, fuck it. They want chocolate chip cookies. And that's what made it worse, is I'm doing this for one I honestly was like,
I'm just going to take it.
I could contemplate just leaving.
Yeah.
You know, just stealing.
Yeah.
Just stealing the cookies. I was like, I would, you know, if they come and yell at me, be like, here's money. Take it.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm not waiting in that line. Like, fuck this.
What a
But I
shit
waited,
show.
and then after I wait long enough, I was like, well, I'm already in it. You know what I mean? I'm already committed to this fucking wait. And then what was worse is I get about 60% into the line, and I see people in different lines who walked in the store when I was getting into line. And so I'm like, fuck, I picked the wrong line.
Yeah.
I picked the wrong fucking line. I'm watching people, and I was like, well, but now I'm already halfway through this line. I can't give up on this line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then as I can hear, like, I was there at 5, and so every 15 minutes, they're like, while I'm in the store, they're like,
Closing.
45 minutes, we close the store, and then half an hour, we close the store. 15 minutes, we close the store, and like 8 minutes left. You know, they're like, we're gonna close in like 8 minutes. You know, blah blah. Get what you need. Get in line, and then the intercom comes back on, and it's the customer service lady, and she's like, "Hey, we're gonna start a line at the customer service, to try to help get everyone out." And I'm kind of standing close to the customer service, but I just had this like debate in my head, and I'm like, I'm not getting out of this line because my luck, I'm gonna get out of this line and then go over to that line. I'm gonna get fucked in that line. You know what I mean? Like everyone's gonna do it at the same time, and I'm gonna get further back in that line. And then I'm going to try to get back in this line, and they're all going to mean mug me and be like, "You already gave up, bro.
Yeah.
You've lost your fucking spot."
Yeah.
And so I just waited. And just fucking waited so mad.
Jesus.
So mad. It was a horrible experience. Don't ever go to the store on Christmas Eve.
No. I have. That's fucking crazy. There's too many.
It's a nightmare.
There's too many people. They need a better system. It's like those Amazon stores which I had the idea 5 years ago, where you just throw it in your cart and walk out the door, and as the cart's going through the doors, it's just like beep, 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 beep,
It's
beep,
just
beep,
scanning everything.
Yeah. God, that seems so easy to do. Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that'd be legit.
Yeah.
That'd be super legit.
No, you waste an hour of your life in line. So, so on Netflix, there's a new movie out that I watched called The Midnight Sky with George Clooney, and it's a new Netflix movie. And my boy from Bloodline's also in it. Great movie. Fucking really cool movie. I enjoyed it. It's a good movie that's like 50% lone guy out in extreme conditions trying to survive, and then 50% like a space movie going to a crew of astronauts in a space shuttle and going back and forth between the two. So it's like I like those movies of like lone people trying to survive that's kind of like Castaway-esque. But then at the same time, it gave me like the space movie thing. I was like, it was pretty cool. It was 2 hours long. Good movie. It had a scene in it where it's like a scene that I've never seen anything even close to that before, and it was good, which if a movie can just give me that's something to be said in itself. But I was like, oh, sweet. So I recommend that movie. And then I'm scrolling through my Facebook feed, and I see the local movie theater put up their fucking movies for the week, and that fucking movie is in the theater. And it came out on Netflix at the same time, and I'm like, this is the fucking problem, you motherfuckers. That would have been a fucking great movie to watch in the theater. But no. You motherfucking goddamn cocksuckers. You fucked me. You fucked me again. You lazy people and you lazy movie studios. You motherfuckers. That would have been a great goddamn movie to watch in the theater. I got a fucking, space movie. You forced me to watch it on my couch. You pieces of shit. Anyway, I was like, goddamn, I can't believe that was in the fucking theater. Son of a bitch. And I know you probably wouldn't like it because you don't like space movies or war movies or sports movies or movies with tension. You like all other movies other than those things. But it was a good fucking movie. And you should like space.
I said I didn't like. Did I not like space movies?
Yeah, you said you don't like. Yeah, you don't like space movies, war movies, sports movies, or tense movies. You like
When did it? What movie? I did not say space movies.
Yeah, you did. I can't remember.
No, I did not.
I can't remember what we were talking about, but I thought you did.
Was it Interstellar or whatever? Or
probably.
The one with
and
Julia Roberts and fucking.
No, there's no Julia Roberts.
Where's the one where it's just the two people, and then at the end
Gravity?
she ends up on that beach?
Gravity. Yeah, that was no good.
Who is that?
It's called Gravity. It's Sandra Bullock.
No, who was Sandra Bullock?
Yeah.
Okay.
And George Clooney, I believe. You should commit to what you should in 2021. You should commit to watching Interstellar. You should commit to it.
Okay, I will say it's. I don't.
You give me a movie, I'll watch the goddamn movie.
If I did say I don't like space movies, that's not true. I really got into that Netflix one, the remake of the fucking real Will Robinson, Lost in Space. I thought that was great.
Okay.
Did you watch that one?
No.
I thought that was a great season. 2 seasons.
I saw that it was rated G or PG, and I was like, oh, I don't want that.
Yeah, it's pretty tame, but it's pretty legit. I really liked it.
You should watch Interstellar.
Have you seen the original?
No.
It's a cool little story, man. It's cool to you watch the original, you're like, this thing is garbage.
Right.
Like, they had no money to make this thing, and then the new one's like, oh, they got all the money in the world. But the story's kind of cool, the fucking, I don't know.
Okay.
I liked it. I would suggest, if you ever get bored, I would suggest watching it, Lost in Space. I thought it was really good.
Okay.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
You should commit in 2021 to watching Interstellar because it's one of the greatest movies of your time. I'll put it above Dark Knight. It's for Christopher Nolan movies. It's easily the best Christopher Nolan movie. I'll put it above Tenet. I'll put it above Dark Knight. I'll put it above Inception.
Well, Inception sucked balls.
Yeah. Fucking great, dude. Son of a bitch.
Okay.
Those cocksuckers forced me to watch Midnight Sky on fucking Netflix. I couldn't believe it.
So don't watch it? Is that what?
No, watch it. It's good. I thought it was good.
Okay. You just wanted to go to the movie theater.
Oh, it would have been so good.
Well, some people don't have the fucking option to go to the movie theater.
Who?
Like everyone in a fucking Oregon, California, and Washington?
Well, okay. So, I don't know.
In New York and fucking Minnesota and fucking, I don't know, any fucking blue state.
So just put it out on Netflix?
So we can watch the fucking movie?
Stupid. Okay. I see. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But that's just going to be the pattern going forward. And that's what I'm against.
Yeah.
I get that
I know,
they
you're
can't.
real worked up about it.
I get that the theaters are closed right now.
Shouldn't that make you happy? Like, you now can go to the movie, watch the movie, and there's less people in the theaters.
I didn't know it was in the theater. I just opened Netflix and there it was on my TV.
Well, that's not Netflix's fault. That's your fault.
No, that's their fault for putting it on there.
No, you literally, all you have to do is fucking Google that shit. You have a fucking little computer in your hand. Just like,
Okay, I guess
blah, blah,
before
blah,
I watch
blah.
any other movies on streaming services, I will Google, is this in the theater?
yes.
I guess that's on me. Fuck them, though. And the lazy viewer. I blame the lazy viewer over the fucking movie studios, too.
Aren't you going to be happy in an empty movie theater?
No, I don't care.
You don't care if it's packed? I like it when it's not as many people. Get your choice of seats.
Yeah.
Feel like you could talk a little bit.
Yeah, but I like
before the movie.
I like when I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I liked that I could feel as the final scene was coming, I could feel the tension in the theater. Everybody waiting for this. I could just like feel it. And then once Brad Pitt started bashing that chick's head, people were like, "Yeah, yeah." And it's like that's nice cuz it's like, "Oh, the people liked that." I can say I know people liked it.
And
like
it's been when I think
Are you going to watch
movies,
Interstellar? Yes.
Is it on a streaming service?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Look it up.
I'll look it up.
I feel like movies. It's just weird for you to talk about movies so much because I feel like it's I don't know, just like a pastime type thing. Whereas movies don't even like enter my realm. Like thinking, like, what should I go do? Go to the movie theater? I don't know. I would like to. It reminds me of like high school, like just going to fucking the theater all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I consider it like work almost. Enjoyable work.
Going to the movie theater?
No. Just like being like, oh, I'm into this director. I need to download all of his previous work and work my way through it.
I don't know why you care so much. I don't care about direct. Are you the type of person that has to sit there and watch all the credits roll?
Sometimes.
I used to know this. One of my good friends growing up, his dad, his family was like involved in filming. Like they used to be in L.A., Hollywood area, and fucking he filmed movies.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And fucking, I think their uncle or something was like a stunt car driver. I don't know. They were just super into movies, and like that was a tradition in their household. We'd get done watching a movie at his house, and they would just like shh, and you what? What? And it'd just be a fucking black screen and just names rolling across it. And they would literally, whole family just locked in, like, watching credits. And I'm like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah, no, it's
What
not.
are you guys doing? The movie was done 2 minutes ago. Why is it still on the screen?
They're curious.
No, it's like they were paying homage to, paying respect to the people that, like, made the movie. Like, all the behind-the-scenes people.
That's cool. No, I don't care about the behind-the-scenes people. I really just care about actors, directors, producers, writers, that thing. If you're getting into fucking who catered the goddamn sets, I don't care about that.
The key grip? You don't want to know who the fucking key grip was?
No.
Shit, son. They make the movie. You know that key grip is the whole reason,
No.
Christopher Nolan's getting all that fucking credit.
No, when like you said, your girlfriend doesn't know about a bunch of movies made before she was born. When I started realizing how much good film was out there that I hadn't seen, I felt a responsibility to go see it and learn about it and shit like that. I like doing it. It's a fun thing to do.
Okay. I like a good movie. I'm not going to lie with that.
Unless it's a space movie, war movie, sports movie, or tense movie. You just like Grandma's Boy and Orgasmo.
Just like... Okay.
Do you want to do these monologues, speaking of movies?
Yeah, we can do it. We can do that.
Hell yeah.
So if you weren't listening to last week, we had the idea of doing the monologue thing. I butchered a monologue, or we butchered...
It's not a... Mono always means one. It's always going to mean one.
Okay, I know.
Okay.
We butchered...
Dialogue?
Well, no. Fucking...
You
Reservoir Dogs. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Mr. White and Mr. Pink and Reservoir Dogs.
Didn't go well.
It didn't go well. And so now we're coming back. I admittedly haven't done my homework like I think Brad has. So he's probably going to knock it out of the park,
I don't know.
better than me.
Maybe.
I just think I'm probably a better actor than Brad, just all in all.
Yeah.
I'm going to take, this is where I will get like into betting, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
This is where I feel strong. Like there's certain things I'd bet on, and I would take bets that I'm a better actor than him.
Okay.
But, whatever. If we want to have acting competitions, I would take. I'd take bets on that shit.
Fuck. I don't know. I think I could do better than.
But right now, you're probably gonna beat me because you actually did your homework and I really didn't.
Well, we both picked a monologue from a movie, and the idea was to pick monologues from movies we haven't seen before. So I've seen the movie that Eric picked, I've seen, and the movie that I picked, neither of us have seen.
Yeah.
But
so he picked The 25th Hour with Edward Norton, which I had never even heard of.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know it was a movie. And he picked some old movie.
It's called And Justice for All.
Yes.
Yeah.
There it is.
So who do you want to go first?
Go ahead. Let's see what you got.
You want me to go?
Yeah, I know I'm gonna butcher mine. So.
Oh fuck! Okay, I'm nervous. Okay.
And I wasn't. And then what? Okay, never mind. I was gonna say what also makes me mad is my printer's broken, so I couldn't print a fucking thing out, which kind of irritates me.
Yeah, this is.
I wanted that paper in front of me.
Yeah. So I've not seen this movie. However, it was very tempting to look up the clip of this scene, and I didn't. I resisted. And after this, I will download this movie and watch the whole thing because I'm curious now. Oh, fuck. Okay. All right.
Action.
The movie is called And Justice for All. The actor is named Al Pacino. Okay. Your Honor, Mr. Foreman, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my name is Arthur Kirkland, and I am the defense counsel for the defendant, Judge Henry T. Fleming. Now, that man over there is the prosecuting attorney, and he couldn't be happier today. He is a happy man today, because today he's going after a judge. And if he gets him, he's going to be a star. He is going to have his name in this month's law review. Centerfold, Lawyer of the Month. Now, in order to win this case, he needs you, naturally. You're all he's got, believe me. So he's counting on tapping that emotion in you that says, let's get somebody in power. Let's get a judge. However, these proceedings are not about that. These proceedings are here to see that justice is done. And justice, as any reasonable person will tell you, is the finding of the truth. And what is the truth today? One truth, a tragic one, is that that girl has been beaten and raped. Another truth is that the prosecution doesn't have a witness, does not have one piece of substantiating evidence other than the testimony of the victim herself. Another truth is that my client voluntarily, and the prosecution is well aware of this fact, voluntarily took a lie detector test and told the truth. Sorry, Your Honor, let's get back to justice. What is justice? What is the intention of justice? The intention of justice is to see that the guilty people are punished and the innocent are freed. Simple, isn't it? Only it's not that simple. However, it is the defense counsel's duty to protect the rights of the individual, as it is the prosecution's duty to uphold and defend the laws of the state. Justice for all. Only we have a problem here. And you know what it is? Both sides want to win. We want to win. We want to win regardless of the truth, and we want to win regardless of justice, regardless of who's guilty or innocent. Winning is everything. That man there wants to win so badly today. It means so much to him. He is so carried away with the prospect of winning, the idea that he forgot something absolutely essential to today's proceeding. He forgot his case. He forgot to bring it. I don't know. I don't see it. Do you? The prosecution's case, he's got to have one. Not a witness, not one piece of substantiating evidence other than the testimony of the victim herself. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I have a case to end all cases. I have witnesses for my client. I have character references, testimonials that are backed up from here to Washington, D.C. The one thing that bothered me, the one thing that stayed in my mind and I couldn't get rid of it, that haunted me, was why. Why would she lie? What was her motive for lying? If my client is innocent, she's lying. Why? Was it blackmail? No. Was it jealousy? No. Yesterday, I found out why. She doesn't have a motive. You know why? Because she's not lying. And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the prosecution is not going to get that man today. No, because I'm going to get him. My client, the Honorable Henry T. Fleming, should go right to fucking jail. The son of a bitch is guilty. That man is guilty. That man there, that man is a slime. He is a slime. If he's allowed to go free, something really wrong is going on here. You're out of order. You're out of order. The whole trial is out of order. They're out of order. That man, that sick, crazy, depraved man, raped and beat that woman there, and he'd like to do it again. He told me so. It's just a show. It's a show. It's let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. Hey, Frank, you want to make a deal? I got an insane judge who likes to beat the shit out of women. What do you want to give me, Frank? 3 weeks probation, you son of a bitch? You're supposed to stand for something. You're supposed to protect people, but instead you fucking murder them. You killed McCullough. You killed him. Hold it. Hold it. I just completed my opening statement.
That's Al Pacino?
That's Al Pacino.
Nice. Good job. Good job, Brad. Look at the big brains on Brad. I like it.
There's a lot.
You got into it there at the end.
It's a good size. Holy
fucking-
shit.
It is good size. Good job. Okay. I guess it's my turn. I'm doing the 25th hour, like we already said. Monty Brogan. Okay. We ready to do this thing?
Ready.
Okay. Fuck me. Fuck you. Fuck you in this whole city and everyone in it. Fuck the panhandlers, grubbing money, smiling at me behind my back. Fuck the squeegee men dirtying up my clean windshield of my car. Get a fucking job. Fuck Sikhs and the Pakistanis bombing down the avenues in their decrepit cabs. Curries steaming out of their pores, stinking up my day. Terrorists and fucking training. Slow the fuck down. Fuck the Chelsea boys with their waxed chest and their pumped up biceps. Going down on each other in parks and piers. Jungling their dicks around on Channel 35. Fuck the Korean grocers and their pyramids of overpriced fruit. Tulips and roses wrapped in plastic. 10 years in this country. Still no speaky English? Fuck the Russians in Brighton Beach. Mobster thugs sitting in cafes, sipping tea in little glasses, sugar cubes between their teeth, wheeling and dealing and scheming. Go back where you fucking came from. Fuck you, black-hatted hisms strolling down 47th Street in your dirty garbadine with your dandruff and South African apartheid diamonds. Fuck the Wall Street brokers, self-styled masters of the universe, Michael Douglas, Gordon Gekko wannabe motherfuckers. Figuring out new ways to rob hardworking people blind? Send those Enron assholes back for fucking life. You think Bush and Cheney didn't know about that shit? Give me a fucking break. Tyco, Enclone, Alphabet, WorldCom. Fuck the Puerto Ricans. 20 in a car, swelling up welfare rows. Worst fucking parade in the city. And don't even get me started on those Dominicans, because they make the Puerto Ricans look good. Fuck the Benhurst Italians with their pomerated hair and nylon warm-up suits, St. Anthony medallions, swinging their Jason Gamboni, Louisville Slugger baseball bats, trying to auditions for The Sopranos. Fuck the Upper East Side wives and their Hermaine Scrifes and their $50 Badaducci artichokes. Overfed faces getting pulled up and lifted and stretched, all taut and shiny. You're not fooling anyone, sweetheart. Fuck the Uptown Brothers. They never pass the balls. They don't want to play defense. They take 5 steps in every layup, and they don't want to turn around and blame everyone on the fucking white man. Slavery ended 157 years ago. Move the fuck on. Fuck the corrupt clops and their anus violating plungers of the 41 shots, standing behind a blue wall of silence. You betray our trust. Fuck the priest who put their hand down some innocent child's pants. Fuck the church who protects them, delivering us from evil. Oh, while you fucking at it, fuck you, JC. You got off easy. A day on the cross, a weekend in hell, for a lifetime of hallelujahs and legions of angels for eternity. Try 7 years in fucking Oatsville, Jay. Fuck Osama bin Laden, Al-Qaeda, backwards ass, cave-dwelling, fundamentalist assholes everywhere on the names of innocent thousands murdered. I pray you spend the rest of your life in eternity with 72 whores roasting in jet-fueled fire in hell, you towel-headed camel jockey. Kiss my royal Irish ass. Fuck Jacob Elninsky. Whining blah, blah. Fuck Francis Xavier. Fuck Francis Xavier Slattery. My best friend judging me while he stares at my girlfriend's ass. Fuck Naturel Riviera. I gave her my trust and she stabbed me in the back. Sold me up the river. Fucking bitch. Fuck my father with his endless grief. Standing behind a bar. Sipping on club soda. Selling whiskey to firemen. And cheating on the Bronx Bombers. Cheering on the Bronx Bombers. Fuck this whole city and everyone in it. From the row houses in Astoria to the penthouses in Park Avenue. From the projects in the Bronx to the lofts of Soho. From the tenants in Alphabet City to the brownstones in Park Slope and the split levels in Staten Island. Let the earthquakes crumble it. Let the fires rage. Let it burn to fucking ash and let the waters rise and submerge this whole rat-infested place. No, fuck you, Monty Brogan. You had it all and you threw it all away. Fuck you, you dumb fuck.
Nice, dude. I could do monologues all day long.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Yeah. This was like an angry one.
Mine?
No, mine.
Yeah.
But yours was kind of angry too.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I'm jealous that you got to do that one. I like that one. That's fucking good. Yours has has some tricky words in there. Mine didn't have any tricky words, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to look a few of them up and then I like forgot a bunch.
Yeah.
Like there was the Jewish one and I was like, what does that say when he's talking about I don't know, right at the beginning there's a Jewish one and I'd never even heard that word and it's spelled like Chassidim and I was like, what? Chahazdim?
Oh, yeah.
And then I looked up the pronunciation and it's not even, it's like a silent C and a silent D. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That's weird.
Yeah. What the hell is that? I don't know, like New York fucking terms that you would never know. We don't have fucking...
Yeah, the 25th Hour,
Jews.
it's a weird little movie. I only watched it once. It's like he's facing a lifelong prison sentence, but he has like 1 day of freedom left until he has to go turn himself in. So that's why it's like the 25th hour. Like he spends his whole day like getting ready for this prison bid and stuff like that. But it's just a weird little movie. So his girlfriend's hot.
I did cheat and watch a part of it.
Yeah.
And it did kind of explain the beginning to me because I was kind of a little confused over the fuck you thing.
Yeah.
And then I realized like, oh, he's reading fuck you on a mirror. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, who is he talking to? and then it's like kind of clear. Oh, he's like,
Yeah.
fuck you. Like he's reading fuck you, and then he's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Fuck you.
And then at the end, he's like, ah, fuck me.
Yeah.
Like, no, actually, fuck you.
Yeah. I just think that it's cool because he just goes after everybody. It seems like he does anyway. I don't know. Fuck
Everyone
the
in
Uptown
New
Brothers. They don't want to fucking play defense. They take 5 steps on the way to the basket. That's a good one. It's good shit.
Yeah. So there we go. We did that.
Good job.
Ah. I don't know. I don't know if I could technically like memorize one. I don't know if I have it in me to like memorize one.
Yeah.
I could probably memorize one of like a movie I've seen a million times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I could probably do the fucking. I mean, it's not that big, but I could do the fucking. You know, like the
Pulp Fiction.
Quentin Tarantino Pulp Fiction one when like God, what's his name?
Samuel
The whole
Jackson.
fucking look at the big brains on Brad.
Yeah.
You know, like that whole fucking. Like that one.
Jules.
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I like doing them.
But you didn't like drama class?
No, I didn't. I think I'd be fine on like a film set with like dialogue, like enter the room, remember your lines.
Yeah.
People are filming you and holding boom mics and lights and stuff. I think I could do that. It'd take a while. My problem is I always smile. Like I smile. I can't control like my mouth from smiling. So I'd have to like get around that and then I'd be fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could do it.
I liked stage shit. I definitely didn't like memorizing shit. I liked doing like improv shit way fucking more.
Oh.
I would way like once it comes into improv stuff, I'd way rather be in front of people than being filmed. That shit's fun.
Yeah, I don't like being in front of people. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, where do you want to go next? You want to do an Ask Eric, or do you want me to...
I got a real fucking weird one.
'Kay.
And I don't know why this entered my head. When I read it back today, I was like, I don't know what I was even thinking of, but I think I was just driving to work and I was like, there's other things like this. I can't think of any of them. But when you're talking to people, do you ever like wonder how, like, there's things people say that mean something like literal, but they don't actually mean the literal term of it. So I'll give you an example. Like, how many people do you think when you say, hey, I drank a cup of coffee, legitimately mean that they drank a cup of coffee? Like the measurement of a cup of coffee.
Well, is a coffee mug the measurement of a cup?
I don't know. Is it?
I have no idea.
See, like, I take a fucking coffee, like a Yeti, you know, a cool, whatever the fuck you want to call it, coffee cup, you know, like a to-go coffee cup. I don't know why I can't think of the term for it.
Okay. Like
and
a
there
thermos?
has to be that. So that takes on the cups on the coffee maker. I'm like almost damn near 6 cups.
Right.
You know what I mean? Fit inside that.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I get to work, I say like, hey, I drank a cup of coffee. Do you think there's people out there that they get to work the same way and they're like, oh, I drank 6 cups of coffee today? And there's other things
maybe.
like this, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
and do you think you just live in this world and you just assume everyone's on the same page with this shit, but then some people aren't and they don't even realize that you aren't? But maybe you're the one not on the right page and you just assume everyone's meaning the like royal cup versus the technical cup?
I have no idea.
Yeah, sorry, it was just a random
I drank a
thought I
cup of
had.
coffee. I just count that as like a mug, like a coffee mug.
Yeah, no, and I do too.
Yeah.
But do you think there has to be people that are taking that literally, and there has to be people that are taking it literally and think everyone there's a dogtail in there, and think it's all good, and then think that everyone else is taking it literally.
Yeah, I don't. I'm confused.
Sorry if this is just dumb as hell.
I don't know.
But it was just like a shower thought I had.
There's other examples of that.
Yeah, I can't think of it, but yeah, of course there is. Like to where things you say that if you literally take them as like what they're saying, you're like, well, no, that's not what I mean. You know what I mean? That's just like a figure of speech. Like, I don't
Well, people always say like literally, like I literally almost died. I literally
Okay,
ran
and that's
3
not what
red
I'm
lights
talking
this
about.
today.
Because that one, everyone understand. There's like so much either sarcasm or exaggeratedness behind like, oh, dude, I literally almost died today.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, no, you literally didn't almost die today. You just,
Yeah.
or whatever the fuck it is. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, like the literal term for something. And the best one I can come up with is coffee.
Coffee.
Like, okay, sorry. Never mind. Never mind. We'll just stop talking about it. You don't like this topic at all.
I don't get it. I don't understand. You're saying people need to say I drank 6 cups of coffee?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just thinking, like, do you think some people are out there in the world that like think that way? That are like, no, I drank this many cups of coffee.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I think there are. Yes.
That's all I'm saying. I know it's a dumb thought. It was just a shower thought I had. It was like, I wonder how many people I've talked to. They're like, oh, I drank 3 cups of coffee today. But really, they did it all in one setting, like one deal. They're just like, oh, it's like 3 cups. Or like a doctor asks, like, how many cups of coffee do you, or something. And you're like, oh, I drank 10 cups of coffee. And he's like, Jesus Christ. And it's like, doesn't everyone drink 10 cups of coffee? He's like, no.
Yeah.
Drink like 2 cups.
Or
and it's like, well, technically that is 10 cups. But when you say 10 cups, it just sounds like you're drinking more like, quarts and quarts of coffee.
Yeah. Or like alcoholic drinks. Like I drink 1 drink, but it's like a tall boy. I have 1 beer. Is that the same thing?
I guess. Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like things like that.
Yeah.
Like people's the way they explain, I guess, measurements, units of volume and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like,
well, people say like they had some wine last night, but they actually had a bottle, which is actually like 4 glasses or something.
oh, okay. Here's another one. When I was growing up, I honestly it was like it was later in life. I was like in the 8th grade or something when this stipulation came into effect. Like people were like, what do you mean that's not a couple? Because I used to say a couple, not meaning 2. I would, meaning like 3 or 4, meaning it was just, I'll grab a couple of them. You know what I mean? And I'd be like, well, why'd you only grab 2? And they're like, you fucking said grab a couple. And I was like, no, I meant like, just grab a handful of them. You know what I mean? Like fucking.
Yeah, that's bad. Couple should definitely mean 2. And few shouldn't mean like 10. Like I grabbed a few. You should grab a bunch. You grabbed a shitload.
See, I don't know if it was the way I was raised, but a couple to me, I get that it does mean, but that's the same thing. It's like everyone assumes when you say a cup of coffee, we're not talking about a unit of measurement. But then when we say a couple, they're like, no, we're talking about 2. And it's like, well, some people just, the idea of a couple is, I don't know. That's how I perceived that as a kid. It was like, a couple doesn't mean 2. It does technically mean 2. But it more just means like grab a few of them, like grab a couple of them. A couple of those, take a couple of those, a few of these,
Yeah, that's crazy. I think a couple definitely means 2, but I see what you're saying.
No, I do too.
Yeah.
I just.
Yeah, a couple. Yeah, whatever. I get it.
Yeah. Those are okay. So I've got two. I know there's a bunch of examples of this. Yeah, there has to be.
Yeah. People are ridiculous.
Okay, we can do an Ask Erick. You sound like you're going down. It sounds like you really didn't like that. You're like, don't ever bring that up again.
It's confusing, and I was still trying to look up where Interstellar is streaming from because I never fucking said it. It says it's streaming on Disney Plus, but for some reason I don't know if it's on. I don't think it's on there. But I don't know. Do you have DirecTV?
I just have Disney, Hulu, Netflix.
Okay. Well, I don't know where it is. I'll buy it for you and send it to you.
Okay.
Okay, there's an Ask Beavs. It's a weird one. It's tricky. It's going to be a tricky one. All right.
Okay.
Dear Ask Beavs, I have been with my partner for more than 30 years. We're both women. Oh, shit. We've lived together the past 7 years. During this time, I've watched her bad habits become worse to the point that I'm worried about our future. I think she may be suffering from depression. I asked her how/why she wears clothes that are stained and torn even to work. She said, I don't care about that stuff. Her car is dirty inside out. She never picks up anything she uses in the house. I run around behind her like she's an unruly teenager, and she leaves things where she has dropped them in the house and yard. In the morning, she fixes herself breakfast, then leaves the dishes in the sink over and over every day. I've tried to talk with her. We both work long hours and are successful in our pressure cooker jobs, so why do I have to work so hard in this house? She has always been sloppy, but this is more than I know how to handle. She is also shut down emotionally. She spends every minute on her phone. I suspect she is shut down because she's so closeted, which is hilarious because everyone knows I'm gay. She truly believes that people think she's straight, although she has never been married, never dated men, and has been living with a lesbian for years. Erick Beavs, I am 63 years old. I know two things. First, our bad habits get worse as we age, and second, I cannot keep up this house on my own for the rest of my life. I'm afraid of the future. I still love her, and I remember how much we used to click, but now, is she lazy or is she depressed? When I've tried to get her to open up or even go for counseling together on her own, she turns it into an argument. What words can I say to get her to care about herself and us? Oh, fuck, dude. That's tricky. It's a 63-year-old lesbian relationship. I don't know if that matters.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it kind of matters. I don't know. I don't know, buddy. Fucking. Some people take cleanliness extremely serious, and some people don't. I don't know. I don't even know where to go with this. Either I don't know. What do? You voice your opinion, and then from that point, you either
You just stop
decide
cleaning up after them?
Well, you decide if you just weigh if either it's a big, you voice it. If it doesn't change, then you make the choice of either you can live with it or you got to end it. And then maybe voice that to them one more time. Like, hey, either we're going to be done with this or this is going to change because I can't deal with this.
Or I'm gone. Oh, shit.
I don't know. I get that. I get it, but I get both sides of that. Because I love living in a clean house. But I feel like I go through waves. I go through like year by year by year. Like 1 year, I'll just be like, no, just get really on. Everything's got to be clean. And then the next year, I'll just be like, I just can't fucking do this.
It's too much.
Yeah, recently it's been because before this, or a year ago, I had my own so when we started this show, I had my own fucking, my own place.
Yeah.
And it was just like my own apartment, and it was a nice apartment, and it was clean as shit, and I fucking kept it clean as shit. It was spotless. Everything was spotless. And ever since the kid and the girl got into it, it's just like...
It's not as spotless.
It's fucking disgusting right now. It's a fucking shit show in here. Like, and I just like wake up, like this morning I wake up and I'm like, I just want to relax. I don't want to fucking deep clean for fucking 8 hours.
Right.
Like, it just doesn't sound right. And it's like, to have a clean house like that, you gotta like stay onto it.
Yeah.
But then I also see like the other side is like my mom is a fucking fanatic. My parents are fucking fanatics. Like, that is all they do. 24/7 is just clean shit.
Ugh.
Just clean 24/7. My parents' house has always looked like a fucking magazine. You know what I mean? Like, it's just never looks lived in. Everything is perfect. Everything's in its place. Like, on Christmas dinner, the second everyone eats, she's doing dishes. She doesn't, and that's just my mom.
Yeah.
Like, she's just like, she does not leave messes anywhere. And to me, I couldn't live like them. I do appreciate it. It's like a catch-22. It's like, God damn it, you go over to their house and it's like, this shit is so nice. Like, everything's in order. Everything's perfect. You open up any drawer, it's like perfectly organized. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go out to my dad's shop and every tool is like perfectly, everything's just perfect everywhere. And it's fucking awesome. But it's like, then you sit back and look at them and it's just non-fucking stop.
Yeah.
But then they do seem pretty fucking happy. You know what I mean? Like they always got something to do. You know what I mean? Whereas, I don't know. I do think dirtiness breeds depression. So I don't know, man. That's
Well, probably either dirtiness breeds depression or depression breeds dirtiness. Probably both.
it's a both. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just start feeding off each other.
Yeah.
You're getting lazy, and then you're looking around at your laziness, and that's gonna make you more depressed. And yeah, just a vicious cycle of that shit.
But
I don't know.
It would probably have to be pretty bad for you to be like, I'm gonna break up with you if this shit doesn't fucking get cleaned up.
I could totes fucking see that shit though.
But it would probably have to be pretty bad. I don't know. Who knows? Because what one person calls a dirty house, the other person might not call it a dirty house. So it's hard to picture what a dirty house would be for someone to break up.
Yeah, same fucking difference. Like when I hang out with my parents, like they're just like, it's fucking disgusting in here. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, but they'll like go behind the TV and wipe their finger across it and be like,
Yeah.
this is disgusting. You know what I mean? It's like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, sorry I didn't dust today. Like, goddamn.
Yeah. I think definitely in the dating world, that's why it's kind of a thing where you finally go into someone's house. If it's like a disgusting, messy pigsty, for me, it's immediately like, oh, the ceiling of this potential just dropped tremendously. Like, this is clearly just a messy person I don't want to like live with ever. Like and if you enter a house and it's like clean and shit, you're like, oh, this is nice. This is a nice place to be. If you're dating someone and you run into that messy house syndrome, for me, it's a huge deal. But I don't know. Sometimes I look at my house and sometimes I say, oh, this is fucking messy as hell. And other times I'm like, it's fine. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. I don't know. This is a weird question because it kind of hits home because I've fallen off the wagon, whereas
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of just like the kid, it's like fucking I don't want to sit and fucking chase a kid around 24/7.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's-
Like
yeah.
fucking she makes a goddamn mess on everything.
Yeah. Well, it's like when you enter someone's house with kids, you don't hold it against them for it being messy. That's for sure.
I do. I judge people. I don't know. So I don't know. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
When I was by myself, it was a lot easier to be a dick about being clean
Mm-hmm.
and to hold myself more responsible on that. But it was so much easier to like keep shit clean. It's not because then you don't get to when you're by yourself, you don't get to fucking pass off any of it on someone else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all your shit.
Yeah.
And it's like when you're living with other people, it's like you'll kind of look over all your dirty shit and just only focus on their dirty shit and be like, see, you fucking piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's disgusting in here. Look at this bowl. You left this fucking bowl here, fucking beer cans sitting over here. You know what I mean? But then it's not like you're cleaning the toilet or cleaning the shower. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know either. You want to know? You want to know what Amy said?
What did Amy say?
She said, this was just a part of it. She said, from your description, it doesn't seem to me that she is depressed, but rather that she has found herself a wonderful woman who enables her at every turn. And now, 30 years later, your partner simply doesn't seem to give a damn, in part because she has never really had to. You should see a therapist on your own. I think you should also consider separating in order to clear your head, review your own choices, and contemplate your options for the future. Fucking harsh.
That is hard.
Yeah, it's not the messy lesbian's fault. It's the fucking one who's picking up after her. Oh,
I
fuck.
like this Amy lady. I've just had a newfound respect for Amy.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna be some fucking pushover fucking bitch.
She's been doing this a long time. Yeah. That lady doesn't need to see a therapist. You do. You're the one fucking running around here cleaning up her shit. It's a good point.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
How do you feel about Elf on a Shelf?
I think it's dumb.
Do you? I never even had heard about Elf on a Shelf.
Yeah, I heard about it a few years
Until-
ago. I certainly never participated in that, you know?
I'm into it. I told the girl, I was like, next year we're getting Elf on a Shelf and we're getting into it. I'd never heard about it up until about 3 years ago.
So you're going to do
it? Sounds fun as shit.
You're going to
A
move
little elf hiding around?
You're going to move an elf around.
Yeah.
That sounds terrifying. It's like the kid's
Okay.
going to like pull back the shower curtain or something. There's going to be the elf's in there now. It's like, ah!
Yeah, except kids don't. Okay, wouldn't I mean, with that logic, they're gonna be scared of Santa Claus too. They're gonna be like, wait, a fucking grown man
Right.
comes in here in the middle of the
Oh.
night and fucking.
So you don't tell them like the elf's going to kill them. You tell them that it's like their friend. Or something like that. Like,
why the fuck would you tell them that the elf is gonna kill you?
well, that's what I would think if someone was doing it to me.
You explain what the elf is.
The elf
you know
is,
what the story is, right?
it reports back to Santa if they're doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it's this elf that just comes, hangs out in your house all December,
Right.
and reports to Santa, you know, what's going on.
Okay.
So they're like, oh fuck, elves, we got to be good around the elf, you know.
So it's just another ploy for parents to get their kids to act right.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Actually, let's get into this. I saw on Facebook. I got on Facebook to look, yeah, whatever. But I was on Facebook today, and I saw someone's post about like, essentially they're like, I don't feel the need to celebrate Christmas with my kids, and this person in question has 3 or 4 children,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, I don't feel the need to celebrate it because I'm not going to allow like any financial hardship on myself. I think that's fucking stupid.
Okay.
Like, which I get what he's saying. Like,
Yeah.
there's no point to like go into debt to like blah blah blah.
Yeah. Definitely.
But I also totally disagree with that. I don't know. How do you feel about that? I was
Well,
just like, yeah, we're not doing Christmas this year.
no, I don't like that. Look, if you don't want to go all fucking balls to the wall Christmas, then I'm on your team. And I've heard a lot of Christian parents say, I'm not going to tell my kids that Santa Claus is a thing because that'll fuck them up for when, like learning about Jesus. When you tell them Santa's real, okay, now they get turned 10 and they're like, okay, Santa's not real, but Jesus is real and shit like that. But to just be like, no, Christmas is off. You're just a fucking cold hard Mr. Scrooge fucking bah humbug.
Yeah.
Don't go into debt
Yeah,
for
that's what
Christmas
I think,
presents. That's the rule number 1. Don't do that. But you're telling me you can't scrounge around $50 and do something?
You know where I go, where my head really goes into it, and this is me being a fucking dick.
What?
Is if you're procreating, you've signed yourself up for responsibilities, and that's part of your responsibility.
Yeah.
And if you can't afford to do Christmas, you shouldn't have fucking had 4 fucking kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
come on, bro. If you can't afford life, you don't get 4 kids.
Yeah.
Like, that really how you should look at it. Don't blame society on making a holiday and celebrating it and then like kind of having this grudgy outlook on life.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't fucking have to do this. It's like, yeah, I don't know. You chose to put yourself in this position. The kids didn't choose that shit. Society didn't choose that shit.
Yeah.
You chose that shit. Your actions got you there. So
He probably just feels like the bar is so high. Like I have to spend thousands. I have to do this whole
the
thing.
the bar is fucking high.
Yeah.
That's the fucking, the realities of fucking having a goddamn child. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. And you don't have to get your kid the new iPhone.
you don't. Oh, so how do you feel about that? How do you feel about, because I heard the grandma, there was like a argument brought up about that. It's like essentially the idea is like, I think it's wrong of parents to buy like their kids like iPads and shit, because then there's other kids like not getting that good of presents, and then the other kids think that, well, maybe they were like shittier, or pushes off my parents are poor and they can't afford that shit. How do you feel about that? Because my argument was literally the same fucking thing I just said there. Is like, that's not my fucking problem.
Right.
Like, if you're poor and you can't afford that shit, like, that's not my problem. It doesn't mean that I have to give my kids less of a Christmas. If I want to give my kid a fucking car, I'll buy my kid a fucking car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'll spoil them as much as possible.
Yeah.
Or as much as I want to.
It has nothing
it's not
to do
like
with
I'm going
you.
to. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just shitty That's just shitty parents. Because it's the parents who say, like, I don't know, like, oh, I don't like gay people because they're gonna influence my kids. My kids seeing them, my kids seeing.
I love how you just threw that in as a
like my kids seeing the gay people kissing, and it's like you're wanting society to change so that you don't have to be a parent.
I love it. I love that argument. That's the best.
It's the same parents who would complain at a baseball game if someone behind them saying fuck. Like,
that's not the same. It's exactly the opposite. But they're doing the same exact thing. The people that would bitch at the fuck and that parent, you're talking about like the straight, narrow Christian family. Those aren't the same people having the argument over the buying too expensive of presents. It's the poor atheist family that's like having that argument. It's the complete opposite spectrum.
Okay, yes,
they're not seeing the faults in their ways, and the other's not seeing the faults in their ways.
Right, it's a different group doing it, but they're still wanting society to change so that they don't have to sit their kid down and tell them something and teach them, and raise them the right way. Yeah, you can't get your kids iPads because my kids will feel bad. Teach your kids that just because that kid got an iPad doesn't have anything to do with you. Like, you're awesome. Still.
Yeah, technically, those parents are teaching the other kids like a valuable lesson. Like how many Gary V's are out there because their fucking parents were poor as shit, and they're like, I don't want to fucking live like this anymore. I want the fucking iPad Billy across the street fucking got.
Right. Yeah. And then you can get into the whole thing of, hey, if you mow the lawn, I'll give you $1 or I'll give you $5. We can save up for a fucking iPad. That's how I had to learn. That's how I had to do it, and shit like that. And I feel like it's the same parents who are like, oh, gays shouldn't be allowed to do this, or you shouldn't be allowed to say fuck at a fucking goddamn baseball game because it's going to influence my kids. Well, teach your kids. Or don't take them to a fucking baseball game.
Yeah.
The world shouldn't change for your kids. When has it ever had to do that? Although it's having to do that now, but the world shouldn't have to change for them. That's your job as a parent. Like you said, if you're signing up to create life, that comes with a bunch of shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Have you seen that lane on TikTok? We're kind of bouncing all over the place, but have you seen that lane on TikTok of like, there's like a famous mother-son transgender person, like combo that does all these videos.
Okay,
but it's like a lane of other people that do the same shit to where it's like the mother, like they do like really staged videos, and the mother will be like, how do you feel about this? And then the kid will be like, well, actually today I feel like I want to use the pronouns, them, they, instead of blah, blah, blah. And like, they'll just do these whole like skits of just like being, they're like, oh, well, and then the mom will be like, oh, I'll really try to do that from now on. Thank you for teaching me.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. And it's like,
the kid's running the show.
What the fuck is going on right now? Yeah. Like, what is happening right now? And there's like all these TikToks down that lane.
I haven't seen
of
any
like
of them.
of like kids training their parents on how they should respect their pronoun use and shit like that.
Well,
and it's just like, this is crazy talk. Like,
I'll tell you one thing I'm against that I see parents do on TikTok or whatever is take the door off their kid's room. I think that's a fucked up thing to do as a parent.
Why?
Because it should be the kid's room should be their fucking castle. It should be their space. You shouldn't be ripping the.
What
you shouldn't
the fuck are you talking about?
You shouldn't be ripping the door off of it. They deserve privacy, in my opinion.
No, they don't.
I think they do.
They're your children.
You
They're
could
your
could
child.
goddamn flip the
your
breaker. You could
house.
flip the breaker off for all I care, but I don't think you should be fucking taking the door off the wall.
Why? For what reason?
Cause I think they deserve
Give me an
privacy.
example. They deserve to be able to close the door and not have someone come in.
No, you can open the door. You can knock. Boom, boom, boom. Open the door. Hey, you're in fucking trouble. You little fucking piece of shit. You did this and you did this and you did this. But you shouldn't be like, now I'm pulling the goddamn door off the wall. I don't think so.
I totally disagree with you. I totes disagree with you.
Well, I don't have a kid, so this is just my thoughts. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, my parents never took the door off, but
Mine
I
neither.
could have seen them fucking doing that, and I wouldn't have held it against them. Like, I mean, it's their house. They're paying for the shit. They do whatever the fuck they want.
I understand that. I don't know. I just think I think that's just a little too far. But that you can.
Okay.
That's just me. And then it goes into like, can you go through your kid's phone? Yeah, probably. I don't think that's going too far, really, even though that's an invasion of privacy. I think you can do that. So, I don't know. Maybe they're the same thing. Maybe they're not. Once again.
Yeah, your kid, you own your kid.
Yeah.
Your child is yours.
Yeah.
Like, you pay for all the shit. It's your responsibility. So then once the tables get turned a little bit, you still get all the benefits lay in one side of that court. You know what I mean? All the benefits lay on one side. You don't have to bend, you know, the day 18, I'm a firm believer.
Mm-hmm.
The day 18 hits, there's literally like, it isn't like what you're talking about January 1st, everything's going to change. No.
Yeah.
18th birthday, everything fucking changes.
Yeah.
You are, bye, lock the door, figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like before this day, I own you. After this day, bye.
Yeah.
Leave. Like you're a human now. Go out in the world, do whatever you want to do.
I understand that. I left, but way before I left before 18. Some kids want to do that. Some kids want to hang
Yeah,
around.
I was forced to, but
Oh, yeah.
you know, that was the deal. I didn't show up to school. I get the fuck out of the house. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
it's a fucking deal you make.
It's a weird world. I got two. I got three more things, but I'm gonna ditch one of them. I got two more things. There's an article. Florida's new python sniffing dogs have first success. Truman, the python sniffing black Labrador retriever, recently tracked down his first snake in a new program Florida is using to eradicate the invasive species. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission recently began training Truman and another dog named Eleanor to detect a python scent and alert handlers when they've come across one. The first success was last week when Truman found an 8-foot Burmese python in the Rocky Glades public small game hunting area in Miami-Dade County. We've got to stay innovative. We've got to try new approaches, and the detector dogs is just one area where we're doing that. Some guy said. He showed commissioners pictures of the dogs during a virtual meeting, including one with Truman standing behind the massive 8-foot snake he found. Estimated to number between 100,000 and 300,000, pythons have become a threat to the fragile Florida Everglades ecosystem as they devour native mammals and birds, disrupting the natural balance of predator and prey. They've been successful at reproducing in the swampy Everglades because they have no predators. Females can lay up to 100 eggs. Fuck you. Trainers use python-scented towels and live pythons with trackers to teach the dogs to pick up a snake scent. The dogs were trained for more than a month before going out in the wild. And while Burmese pythons have been known to eat small alligators and small deer, Truman and Eleanor are trained to stay about 3 feet away from the reptiles. The battle to contain the pythons in the Everglades and nearby areas has been a difficult one for Florida, and Republican Governor Ron DeSantis made increasing eradication efforts a budget priority. He also signed a bill that allows drones to be used to track down the snakes. See, that's more my game. McCrae also told commissioners that snake hunters hired by the state captured about 6,300 pythons over the last 4 years. 40% of that total was in 2020 alone, and credited the governor for the increased attention on the problem. Jesus
Well,
God.
Dude, have you been to Florida?
No, I haven't been to Florida. There. By the way,
Wild shit going on down in Florida, bud. There's a different animals down in Florida.
Instead of my video, there's a picture of a giant snake. They're using dogs.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty rad.
That's scary.
Have you seen the squirrels kill snakes, rattlesnakes?
No.
Did you know it's like a thing? Squirrels kill rattlesnakes.
I
They
did
need to
not.
start training squirrels.
I didn't. Now that's a good idea. I'm
It's
down.
crazy. Fucking. There's like this famous. There's a famous like YouTube one. I went down a whole lane of YouTube one night, fucking looking up squirrels killing rattlesnakes.
Uh-huh.
Like there's a fucking hilarious one where a guy's in his backyard and he's like, I can't remember what he's offering the squirrels. He's like, I got a whole fucking bag of nuts or some shit. He's like, I got a whole, or he's like, I think he said Pop-Tarts. He's like, I got 2 whole Pop-Tarts. You take down that rattlesnake, buddy. And he's like in his backyard filming these 2 squirrels fucking beating up a fucking rattlesnake. It's fucking crazy, dude. They'll just have it out with this rattlesnake.
Dude,
fucking,
Florida seems like a lost cause because
Florida's fucking crazy with its swamps.
Yeah.
Especially the Everglades, man. Like that shit is like bananas. I've never been down there, but
it says
the furthest south I've gone down is Orlando, and you can tell that
that's
it's
not
just
that
a
far.
different fucking world down there. Huh?
That's not that far south though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's definitely not up on the Panhandle.
Right.
I've only been up to the Panhandle, and then I went down to Orlando, but you really start seeing I mean, dude, that whole area from fucking New Orleans all the way fucking down.
Yeah.
When you're on the freeway, there's fucking alligator crossing signs everywhere.
Yeah.
It's fucking bananas. Like, it's crazy to see. Like, you think in Idaho, it's all deer signs. Everywhere you see a deer sign in Florida, alligator signs.
Right.
Like, fucking alligators everywhere.
Well, it says there's between 100,000 and 300,000 pythons, and in 4 years they've captured 6,300, and they lay 100 babies at a time. So that to me seems like an unwinnable battle, unless you can somehow.
Squirrel.
Why don't you pay rednecks? Pay them, put a bounty on the head of snakes, and have them go kill them.
I'm telling you, squirrels, bud.
Or squirrels.
That's the solution to this problem. It's fucking squirrels.
Well, I feel like it's longer to train a squirrel than a dog. You got to somehow hypnotize these squirrels.
Well, you don't train the squirrels. You just start releasing
squirrels.
asinine amounts of squirrels down in Florida.
I'm sure, like, say a hurricane comes, I'm sure no snakes are dying, right? A snake's not going to die in a hurricane. Unless there's no food, maybe? I don't know. They have no predators. They're killing deer. Anyway, that's just a crazy article, in my opinion. Fuck a snake.
That is crazy. You don't like snakes?
No, I don't like snakes. And
yeah, we went down. I went down this last year before. Went down to Orlando and we went and fucking went to this airboat alligator place. And fucking, it was hillbilly as shit. And fucking went to go on like those airboat things, you know, fucking big fans on the back of them. You know what I mean? And hello, say hi.
Hi.
So we had an issue at 1 hour and 30 minutes and my thing stopped recording, so this is the end of the episode. Sorry guys. Say hi or what?
Hi.
Say sorry.
Sorry.
We'll be back next week.
We will be back next week.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. do